Hello and welcome to this Board Game Life. I'm your host Mark, and today I'm unboxing a classic. This is an older game from 2012, but it's new to my collection, and that's the Manhattan Project from Minion Games. This game's about it's about the global power struggle beginning. Which nation will take the lead and become the world's dominant superpower? So this game makes you the leader of a great nation's atomic weapons program in a deadly race to build bigger and better bombs. You must assign your workers to multiple projects, building your bomb making infrastructure, expending your military to protect it, or sending your spies to steal your rival's hard work. You alone control your nation's destiny. You choose when to send out your workers and when to call them back. Careful management and superior strategy will determine the winner of this struggle. So, take charge and secure your nation's future. This game is also a low luck, mostly open information efficiency game in which players compete to build and operate the most effective atomic bomb program. Players do not nuke each other, but conventional airstrikes are allowed against facilities. The game features worker placement with a twist. There are no rounds and no end of round administration. Players retrieve their worker when they choose to or are forced to by running out. An espionage action allows a player to activate and block an opponent's building, representing technology theft and sabotage. This game is designed by Brandon Tibbetts, the arts by Victor Sest, Clay Gardner, and Sergei Marset. It's published by Minion Games back in 2012 for ages 13 and up for 2 to 5 players and takes about 2 hours to play. Now, before I go to the table and we unbox this, I do ask that if you have not yet done, please hit that subscribe button for us. Also hit that like button, hit that bell icon. Feel free to comment on any this video or any others that you may have seen. All right, let's get to the table. Take a look at this older game. If you're interested, again, I know people like new, and but this is a game that I got to play this Gen Con a year ago, and Rob brought it down. It's one of his favorites, and I have Manhattan Project Energy Empire, which I've played several times, and I love that game. And I have the sequel to this one, but I never had this one. So finally found a copy, and we're going to take a look at it. All right, so here it is, owns the table. Again, this is a used copy, so we'll see. Hopefully everything is in here. It was listed as near new, near mint, not mint, but like new, I think is how it was listed. So, all right, the box is in excellent shape. Absolutely looks brand new, so that's nice. All right, got our book, a rule book. That's unpunched, so it's it is basically new. It's never even been played. I love buying a used game that's never been played. That's awesome. So this is it. Does it have new game smell? Yeah, not strong, but all right. So learn the game components. Right. So here's just a glance at the rule book. We are looking at a total of 16 pages total. End of the game is nigh. All right. We've got all our workers. One thing I like about this game, even though it's cardboard, these worker guys are thick. It's thick cardboard. Makes it actually really nice. So we've got our different workers. All right. We'll take a look at, I think this is our player board. So this, I believe, is where each player puts their buildings. So next to their runway. So what do we have? Is this a 5-player, I believe? There's another board there yeah. So we've got red, purple, green, yellow, and blue player boards. All right, and we've got some punch-out tokens. We've got money. We've got some bomb punch-outs. Looks like targeting, if I recall. So lots to punch there. Not a ton, but there is some stuff to punch. I'll have to see if I can print me an insert. And here's the I swore I thought the board was bigger than that. Is that it? All right, now I got to go double check. Looks like that's it. That's it. That's the board. So I guess I'm trying to remember how this worked. It's been a while. You could go to these different spots for you put your workers here to do different things. It's been quite a while. All right, we've got some wooden components. There's some yellow cake. And then we've got, I think these are, I don't remember, probably for scoring or something. And then we've got, I'm just going to look under here. I've actually, and I think I've said this before, I don't say it all the time, but I've actually pulled out inserts, these inserts like this, and found more content underneath the game before, like promo cards or something. I don't know why they're there. Like, why not put it in the box? But it was in the box technically. So I like to look, especially on a used game. You never know what you're going to find under there. So let's take a peek at some of the cards. Again, it's an old game, so it's not, may not be anything that you're like super interested in, but it's a classic game. It is really good. And if you don't like, it's a great worker placement game. But if you don't like the idea of like building nukes, right? Then check out the Manhattan Project Energy Empire. It is, it's the same. I mean, you have like the same workers, like it's the same game. But it's more about energy, and you're building different things, and it kind of takes the war building machine out of it, and it's a fantastic game. So if you're not into that kind of war aspect of the game, then there's, like I said, you can check out Energy Empire. So, but here's the B flat. It tells you how much it costs to load the bomb, and I don't remember what these. The Ay Caramba, the Nutcracker. So there's all these. The big enchilada. So how many? I think these are how many workers. I think you need a worker and a scientist. So yeah, you've got these workers down here. And then you've got the workers with the helmets on, and then the scientists are with the lab coats, and then I think these are like extra workers you can get. I don't remember, but anyways, these are a bunch of different bombs. There's dem apples over easy, dear John. So those are different bombs, and then these are the different factories and things that you can place on your player board. So you can get these buildings to send your workers to get more resources and things like that. And the stuff is stuck. The building car. Oh, wait. So there's a factory outputting airplanes or bombers or fighters. So here's a fighter, and like that one does money, a bomber and money. How many workers you got to have to do it. So there's yellowcake at the mine. There's some universities going to output more workers. Enrichment plant. I think it's uranium. Plutonium at the reactor. So you got to get these different places, and of course, these are the ones. I bet these are the spies. That's right. I think these are the spies, I believe, that you put out on someone else's place so that they can't use their building. So I'm pretty sure those are the spies. So, but all right, that's a look at what comes in the box. Again, appreciate you checking out the video. Feel free to share your comments. If you are still watching this, you probably haven't played it if you're watching this, because you're probably going, hey, what is this? What's in the box? This is like one of Rob's favorite games. I have played this one time, but I love Energy Empire, which it's the Manhattan Project Energy Empire. And it's still that same worker placement. There's differences between the two, but they basically still kind of play the same kind of idea, and they're really fun. So if this is something you haven't checked out, I know Grail Games now has the Manhattan Project wine, and the last one they released was War I think it was War Machine. I looked it up a minute ago. Yeah, it has to be War Machine. Let me double check. Yes. And that's the latest version in the series. And but yeah, this is a really good game, and they're still making versions of it today. And I think Grail Games, I don't know if they're redoing. They had a Kickstarter recently, and I think they're doing a reprint of this um, original, just with the new art and all of that stuff. So, and I believe they're doing Energy Empire in the new the look and all that stuff to kind of match their kind of new artwork and stuff. So you might be able to get this, the newer art style. I will say I prefer this art style. I've seen the new one. I've played a demo of the Energy Empire redone with the new art style that Grail Games is going with, and I prefer this artwork better. I think that it's just the coloring, the look, the design of the original. I think is just I just like it a lot better. But that's just an artistic choice. So, but there are options out there. But again, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to leave any comments, and we'll see you at the table.